Hey guys, welcome back to our channel ATV Lifestyle. So today I'm going to be doing look 2 of a Halloween series. Look 1 was Belle from Beauty and the Beast, so if you haven't seen that, I'll make sure to link it in the description box below. So I've been meaning to cut my hair for a while now, so I'm so glad we got this in time so that I could actually use my hair for Jasmine. If you would like to see this look, then please keep on watching. And make sure to like, comment and subscribe to our channel, and to follow our Instagram. I will link it down in the description as well. Alright, so let's just get into it. I've already cleansed and moisturized my face. I'm just going to add some lip balm just for now to moisturize the lips. And I'm going to be doing the hair at the end, so I'm just going to pull back with the clip. Okay, so now I'm going to start off with the eyes because we're going to go quite colourful and glam. Okay, so I'm just going to be starting off with priming the eyelid, and for that I'm going to be using the Tarte concealer. This is the Maracuja Creaseless. So I'm just going to spread it all over first, and then use another brush to blend it in. So the idea for putting the concealer as the primer is that it gives us a clean base so we can pack eyeshadow on top. And this can be messy because we're going to be cleaning up later, and then we still have foundation to put on. To set that, I'm just going to be using just the face powder that I have. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Matte Powder. Going to be warming up the crease a little bit. So for that I'm going to be using the Napoleon Powder's bronzer. This is the Camera Finish Powder Foundation in Topaz. So it's just quite brown, and just a really fluffy blending brush. Make sure they're both even. Okay, so now we're going to go on to the colors. So for the outer corner, I'm going to be using the 120 eyeshadow palette. This one doesn't have a brand, but you can use any. So basically I just want to use the royal blue, just a little precise one, still fluffy but precise. So just start off by packing this in the outer V. Just grab the same blending brush that we used for the brown and just blend the edges. And now just pack a little bit more on as the blue diffuses. And try not to go above the crease when you're packing it in. So now I'm going to be doing the teal in the middle, teal aqua. For that I'm going to be using the Zulu palette by Juvia's Palace. Is it Palace? Place. And I'm going to be using that one, the glitter, the shimmer, sorry. I'm just packing that in the middle, so the middle third. Just grab the So now I wanted to do a half cut crease with the gold in the inside. So let me just get the brush. So just grab a little bit more of the Tarte Creaseless concealer. And don't get too much now, just a little bit. So I'm going to start off with the bottom. And then with the teal brush, there is no extra product on, but I'm just packing, trying to blend the concealer with the teal. So for the gold, I wanted it to be really bang in your face. So I'm going to be using the Mecca Max's Sugar Queen palette. And just that gold one. And put that everywhere where we put the concealer. And overlap a little bit with the teal. I feel like with these eyeshadows, you get more color payoff with your fingers, just because they're more creamy. See? So now we need to blend it all and try and keep the cut crease. Get another clean tapered blending brush. So I'm just going to get one of the pencil brushes and just get the gold more precise, because in the inner corners it's not completely like a cut crease, a bit messy. That's looking a bit better. Now we're just going to move on to the foundation, but before that I'm just going to grab some. So the Napoleon Powder's primer, it works as both, so you can use it as a primer and you can use it as a makeup remover as well. So I'm just going to put a little bit in a tissue and just wipe off all of the fallout. And you can even clean up this edge here. So I like using this one because my skin's really sensitive. So like traditional makeup removers can make my skin all itchy and red. So I'm going to be using the same one. So it was the Napoleon Powder's Autopilot Pre-Foundation Skin Primer. I'm just going to use this everywhere. And the consistency is really similar to a moisturizer. But I don't really rub it in like a moisturizer, like I still leave it on my skin and let it suck by itself. So for foundation, I'm using the Estee Lauder Double Wear Makeup Double Wear Stay in Place foundation. This is in the shade Cashew. So I just grab just a flat concealer brush, foundation brush. I'll just use the same one as I use as my concealer. And then I literally just start paint it all over my face. And now I just use a stipple brush to keep it a little bit more hydrated. I use the Mario Badescu's. This one's the orange one, but you can use any. Just spray it a little bit on the brush. And I just go in circular motions first. because I don't want to put too many products underneath, otherwise it starts caking and creasing. So I try and avoid as many products as I can under the crease, under the eyes. And just make sure you blend this into the hairline. Now if you feel like you need another layer just for like the ones where it hasn't covered fully, then go ahead and do that. I'll just put a little bit just on the cheeks. And just pat this now. So you don't want to move it too much around, otherwise it's not going to be full coverage. And if you think there's still more streaks and all that, just use one of the smaller fluffy brushes. So this one is I think the Flawless Concealer one. It's by ELF. And just go over with all of that, just patting motions. Now I use the same one for concealer, but to put the concealer on the face, I use the flat concealer brush. This time I'm using the Matte Pro Longwear Concealer. This one's in the shade NW25. So I'll just put a little bit on the brush. So this goes in all the high spots where you want to highlight, and you can add a little bit in the spots where you still want to conceal and hasn't concealed fully. So this will be my under eyes, a little bit on my forehead, the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, chin. So I'm just gonna try and do a clean line underneath here. So this will also help us to do the eyeliner. I like doing the eyeliner after the base just because sometimes I go over it with the concealer. By accident, of course. So same fluffy brush. And with this I just pat it. So you don't want to move the concealer around too much. I like to do the under eyes last just because it allows the concealer to set a little bit, whereas if I do that first, then the concealer tends to rub off and it's not as full coverage as I wanted it to be. So start from the bottom part and blend that into the foundation. Concealer with the banana powder. So for that I just use the blending brush, just a dry one, not a damp one, and then just pack it on. So push it in and make sure you take it all the way up, just so you don't want to crease you don't want to get those creases there. And I tend to crease on the outer corners as well, especially with the eyeliner, it always runs. So I do a little bit extra there. And then I go over all the other areas where we did the concealer. And just a little bit at the bottom of the contour. So I'll let the powder under the eyes sit for a few minutes, just like 2-3 minutes. The rest, I just use the big fluffy powder brush and just brush that off. And while that's still under my eyes, I'm just gonna do a quick powder contour. So for that, I'm gonna be using the Napoleon powders, the one that we use for the crease, with a contour slanted brush. So you really want to build up the contour, don't just go heavy-handed. And you want to make sure it's both in the right angles. And then just diffuse that into your hairline. Also do a little bit underneath. And just a little bit on the sides. A little bit on the sides of the temples. So let's brush all that the night powder off. For the rest of the face, I usually set it with the Estee Lauder face powder. And I use one of the small brushes. So sometimes if you put too much contour on, you can use this powder to diffuse it. Or you can just use your foundation brush and just go over the contour. I'm just going to go a little bit under the eyes. And also brush off the night powder, if that makes sense. I'm just going to give it a quick spritz. So just with the Mario Badescu spray. Okay, so now let's move on to brows. So for brows I use the e.l.f. eyebrow kit. This one's in dark, I believe. So I don't really do too much to my brows. I just fill in the sparse areas. So that's mainly in the point and a little bit underneath. So we can start off with the point. I've got a little bit of gap in here, so just a little bit there. So in the inner part of the eyebrow, just blend it up. We're going to be using the powder to blend anyway. Do the same on the other side. And just use the other side of the brush and just put the powders, fill it in quickly, and then just grab one of these brushes. And this is the part where you blend. And you shape the brow as well here. So I mean like setting the hairs. So to set these, you're going to be using the Gimme Brow by Benefit. And this was the little gift that I got when I bought a few other makeup. So I'm just trying it out. So just set it and make sure you set the hairs as well. Let's do the eyeliner. So this is the part which is scary because I don't want to ruin it, and I've already got eyeshadow so I can't even put concealer and fix it. So let's try it. I'm going to be using the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner. This one's waterproof, which I like because I usually end up smudging at the ends. So this one has been helping me to not smudge. So I start off my eyeliner by doing the wing first for both, and then that way I can see if they're both in the same angle. So just a line like that. Okay, so I think that's kind of even. So now I do the triangle part of the wing. And then I just go in. So I don't really go too much in the inner corner. I usually stop about pretty much where the gold starts. And I just make it really thin in the inside, thicker on the outside. And I just make sure that the lines are straight and there's no bumps on them. Just use a bit of concealer just to get rid of the eyeshadow underneath and to clear up the bottom of the line. So I think I've just got some left over. And then I've got a little bit of gaps in my eyelashes, so I just go a little bit over. So this is with the eyeliner now. So now let's do the inner corner highlight and the eyebrow highlight. For that, I'm going to be using the Essence. This one's the Irresistible Vanilla Latte eyeshadow. So there's the two. I'm going to be using the glittery champagne color more. So pack it on first and we're going to blend it. I use the pencil brush for this part. And find one of your clean blending brushes and you blend that highlighter with the crease. So there's no extra product in here. So now we're gonna do the bottom eyeshadow. I'm going to start off with the blue, the royal blue. This is the Bourjois waterproof one. So I'm just going to do that in the outer half. And then with the pencil brush, I'm just going to pick up more of the gold. And we're going to put that in the inner half. And then grab the teal. And we're going to put that in the outer half underneath the eyeliner. Just pat it in. I wanted to do like an inner corner liner, just because it is Jasmine, so for that I'm going to be using the Maybelline Gel Black Liner, and I've got this silicone pencil kind of brush. So I'm going to start this off by lining the upper line first. And then going all the way in, but in the inside part. So inside, but at the bottom. So we'll pretty much be lining the part where the blue wasn't covered. So now, I'm going to grab another mirror. So we're going to take it out a little bit in the inside. And here we have it. So eyes are almost done. So now we gotta do the mascara. And for that, I'm using the L'Oreal False Wings Sculpt. So I'm gonna do the top lashes first, let that dry, and then do the bottom. Still wet, I just grab one of these brushes and just brush through it just to separate them a bit and just wipe the excess off tissue. And don't really go too much, but just a little bit. Just do the same because I think I got too much on there. Not really a big mascara fan. Okay, so now moving on to lips. I'm gonna get just a nude liner and just outline. And then I'm just going to go in with Chi Chi. This one is Oh Snap. So it's just a really nude, not pinky, not too brown either. Oh, I forgot highlighter. So I'm going to use the same one that we use for the brow bone. So just the Essence one. With just one of these brushes. So this one's the Real Technique. And the same gold, the same shimmer champagne one. And then just a little bit on the nose tip. And the Cupid's bow. I don't really use blush, so I'm not going to be using it for this look just because I want it to be pretty chiseled and sculptured. I don't really want the pink to overpower the brown uniform look. I'm just going to be setting my face with the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray and try not to blink. Well, I have to try not to blink because the mascara can go everywhere. Just keep it really steady. And there you have it. Here's the makeup look. So now we're going to do the hair. Okay, and then make sure you've got a middle part. And then you want to section the front bit out. So just up to your ears. Push the rest back. Do the same for the other side. So now that we've sectioned out the front bit, we're just going to curl it. So that will help us when we're twisting it into the back. I'm using a straightener because I don't want the curls to be really tight. I just want them just like wavy but loose. And you want to curl away from the face. You could also use a curler for this, but make sure you use the loose one. So just something like that. So we've just finished curling the fro section at the front. So now I'm just going to do a loose low pony at the back. And then I'm just going to open it in the middle and twist it. And then just pull the hair a little bit out. Just to make it looser and tighten this. So now I borrowed this headband from Anne-Marie, but I tried it on last night and it was slipping. So I might just use this headband. So just put it here. And then, okay, so now we're just going to grab these sections and start from the top. Start twisting and grabbing more hair as you go. And then hold it at the bottom and just pull it out slowly. So this will give the more volume and it will be more fluffy. And then you just want to pin this. And then you want the curl that's underneath, pull it from the bottom. You can just stuff it in there. And you can just adjust it. So do the same for this side. Now, so some of the bits are falling really low. I'm just going to grab a section, just pin. Okay, so we've done the top part. Pin away all of these. Top part done, and then you just want to put tie your hair up here. And then pull it out so it creates a poof like that. And then do the same for another one. Starts falling out. And then the ends, just grab it and just do a little flick. And here we go, we've got the finished look. I'll just put my earrings on. And here you go, Jasmine look. Guess who we have? We've got baby Raja.